All right, we here again for another one, Marc made podcast, or what I like to call the Why Not podcast, because we're working on ways to no longer ask ourselves why, but ask why not? Why not do it? Why not me? Why not be greater than what I was before? So today is the day I told y'all about. I said last week I'm going to have a guest here, and I have this young man here with me. This man that I've grown up with. I've known him for about 20 years now. I've been there from the beginning of his stages. Each stage he's gone through, from the planning out to the going through the actual pains of building up and going forth his goal. He is a best-selling author, an award-winning photographer, videographer, entrepreneur, and I want you guys to give me a hand clap for Antwan Twiz Taylor. There we go.
Thank you for having me, Marc, man. I appreciate the opportunity, bro. Real talk.
I appreciate you coming out and speaking to the people.
Yes, sir.
I thank you. And like I said before, we are definitely here to talk about the mind state of no longer holding yourself back. Just to recap a little bit of what I've only had, this is my fourth podcast right now. So in the first one, I talked about the actual fear of failure, working to push past your own fear of failure. Then I went to no longer comparing yourself to other people or even the American dream. Just because you didn't get it the way that it was presented to you doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means that everyone has different ways to get to their goal. And last week, I simply spoke about the actual aspect of letting go of your past failures. Don't let your past hold you back from your future. So right now, I just want to talk. I don't have too many. I don't really have questions for you, but
let's talk.
I just want to talk because he has built up a business from the ground up, and he has every step. He said he was going to do something, and he did it. He did it. He worked hard for it, but he did it. So I just want to talk about that journey, that beginning journey.
Yeah.
How did you get yourself to push past the fear of just getting out? Because at some point you quit your job.
Definitely quit.
To get started jobs on your business.
Yeah.
So how did you get to that point?
Yeah, man. Like, it's just, like you said, you was there in the beginning, like when we used to be chilling in the car at like 12 o'clock at night, just talking and stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's just, like, I don't know, bro. It's just, honestly, man, it's like just that desire. You feel me? Like, certain people have an undeniable desire, you know what I'm saying, that they want to succeed.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just name drop him because of what happened, but, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People like him, like when you just have that desire to succeed, you're gonna get there regardless of what you go through in circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Individuals like yourself, and other people that we know, we have that desire to succeed. So, like, I just always, ever since a young age, like, I guess God just planted that seed in my head, like, hey, this ain't life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't just all it is to be. Like, because I didn't have anybody in my family that was entrepreneurs or, wealthy. Everybody was living check to check or in poverty. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it just had to be God that planted that seed in my head. And I'm well, I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And, I just always just wanted to, just be the boss of something, and I understand everybody can't be a boss, that word is always loosely used now, but I just always wanted to be a boss. So, like, when you said I quit my job, like, for one, I hated my job. This is number one. I hated my job.
As so many do.
Yeah, so many people hate it, and I had the blessing of, like, I ain't had kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any children that I got to take care of.
Yeah.
And, I did have a support system in my mom to whereas, I had that safety net, and I use safety net loosely, but I had that safety net to whereas my bills wasn't sky high. Like, I had bills, but I didn't have to pay no big mortgage, no rent, things like that.
You knew you weren't going to be homeless.
Right, exactly. I knew absolutely. I knew I wasn't going to be homeless. So when I took all those things into account, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to do this and, just see what happens. And, it was a struggle, definitely. But, I was just learning as I was going, man. Like, I was learning mistakes on, like, how to properly market myself. I was learning mistakes on how to use proper documentation.
Yeah.
Because, like, entrepreneurs, if you're in a service business, like, I'm a photographer, videographer.
Yeah.
If you're in a service business, contracts are everything. Like, you got to have a contract. I don't care who you dealing with. You got to have a contract. And I learned that through trial and error as well. So I was just really learning as I was going, man. I didn't go to no, DePaul Institute of Entrepreneurship or none of that stuff. Like even photography, I learned photography from watching YouTube videos, literally. Like that's literally how I learned photography, just watching YouTube videos every single day.
And you know what? I wanna pause right there for everybody. We are in a time in a generation where you can learn a whole skill without going to school, without receiving a license, a certificate. You can go on YouTube and learn everything you need to know.
Everything, bro.
Every single thing you need to know. There's no reason why you shouldn't. If you got a goal in your life that you want to do, look it up.
There's no excuse.
YouTube is there.
Bro, like I learned how to fix a sink off YouTube. Hey. If we gonna keep it real, like I learned how to fix a sink off YouTube.
So did I. The second week I moved into my house, the sink got stopped up. I went straight to YouTube, DIY, and go ahead and fixed it myself because I wasn't finna pay that $300 for something I can do myself.
I told somebody, bro, like YouTube is like honestly like the biggest university in the country right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to discourage nobody from going to school, but like everything you just said, you could just go on YouTube, type in DIY whatever, and you're gonna find a million videos that's telling you exactly step by step how to do it. And that's how I learned that photography. Like when I was teaching photography to some high school students a couple weeks ago, and I literally told them, don't waste your time going to a photography school or taking a photography class if you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Because I literally showed them the YouTube channel is Digital Photography 101 with Marc Wallace. So everybody listening out there, if you want to learn photography, go to YouTube, type in Digital Photography 101 with Marc Wallace. I learned everything from that YouTube channel. Everything I know.
And I even want to go back to your statement about being a boss. Yeah. Being a boss doesn't mean that you're going to run your own company. It's being the boss of your own life. Yes. If you're happy at the job that you got, if you got the job that you love, you're the boss of your life. You did something that so many others haven't been able to do. If you are a doctor and you love being a doctor, if you are a janitor and you love being a janitor, you love working around kids at a school, whatever it is you do and you love it, you are the boss of your life. Yes, bro. That is the main focus. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to. You don't have to go the same route. Everybody can't be that. Everybody don't want to be that. Exactly. So whatever it is that you want and you have a dream and love to do that. Yes. It just happened to be that this man wanted to be an entrepreneur and he had the drive and he was truly driven to go forth with it. And just on that aspect, when we get to the actual photography and you sitting down, so what was that? What was that initial client like? That first time when now, because I know you worked with friends first, right? In some sense. You got your practice up. So how was it that first time you actually I got my paying client? I don't know you. You don't know me. What was that experience like? What was or even you can talk about what was your best experience and then what was that worst experience that made you learn about what you was talking about, the contract?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. So, to answer your first question, like the first client I had that, obviously it was outside my friend, family circle, I was definitely nervous. I had a lot of butterflies, I was sweating a lot, you know what I'm saying? But, I think once I just got started, because like back to that, everything I learned off YouTube, I was just like, okay, do this. This is what he did in this situation. This is what he did in this situation. I was just like basically replicating everything he did, that I saw on YouTube. And once I got into that flow, it went away, the nervousness went away. And, I just remained confident. I'm grateful that they loved the pictures, And, obviously business was slow in the beginning stages. So that nervousness will always come back every time I had another photo shoot. But the more I did it and the more I got comfortable, it just went away. Yeah, consistency. It just went away. Like it was basically second nature at that point. So I guess like to answer your second question, like my best experience is just any experience in photo shoot, wedding that I do when people are satisfied with the pictures I do for them. Okay. I'm always grateful that people have paid me with their money that they earn to, you know, capture moments for them. You know, I don't ever take it for granted. And I think that's where a lot of people can, you know, fall into a pitfall when you take things for granted.
Yeah.
Like, granted, people don't have to spend their money with you, but at the same time, you know, you still have to be grateful and, you know, just always act as if, always be humble. I guess that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I remain humble no matter how many times, you know, no matter how much business I get, I always remain humble. Now, as far as my worst experience, I actually had a couple. Like, I've been doing photography since 2011. Mm-hmm. And so it's 2019 now, so that's 8 years. In that 8-year span, I would say I had 4 clients that, you know, just made me want to, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got sued actually one time. I got sued in 2014, and, you know, back to that contract stuff that we was talking about. I actually had a contract. I did use a contract with them, but it wasn't tight. Okay. It wasn't tight. You know, it was like a lot of loopholes in it, but I was still young in the game and stuff like that. But nevertheless, you know, this couple had hired me to shoot their wedding for $500. And, you know, I did it. You know, I did. I was supposed to be there 1 to 4. So the wedding was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. Okay. And I was supposed to be there from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Yeah. I got there before the bride. I got there at like 12:45. Ready. Okay. Bride wasn't even there. The bride didn't show up till like 1:30, 1:40, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and then the actual wedding don't start till 3. I just told you, I'm on contract 1 to 4. 1 to 4. You know what I'm saying? So 4 o'clock come, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So wedding starts at 3. I'm doing whatever I'm doing, but it's really not too much to take pictures of. It wasn't no decorations, you know, so it wasn't nothing to take pictures of, really. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So 3 to 4, I'm really working. And, you know, 4 o'clock come, I'm out of there. Bro, like, this couple was so angry at me. They thought that I was going to do video for them. They thought I was going to do it. I'm like, none of that's in the contract. Pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So they actually served me. They took me to court right there in Markham. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I found out, because I got an advertisement for a lawyer in the mail saying I've been sued. And I looked up the case number, and sure enough, they were suing me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell? So, you know, I go to the court, you know what I'm saying? I go to court, you know, they send us in the litigation room to try to, you know, come to a compromise. And first of all, I'm confused. I don't even know why I'm being sued for $1,000 when you only paid me $500. Hey. Like, I don't understand what's going on right now.
They trying to double it up?
Yeah, they thought, they said I came late. They said I left early. They said that I wasn't cooperating. It was just so many lies, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, it angered me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was real bitter about that for a long time. I was bitter about that for a long time because they was an older couple. Okay. So I guess they felt they could take advantage of me because I was obviously younger than them, and I was black. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah. But
the hookup mentality.
Right, exactly. But you know, it just angered me a lot. And the lesson I took from that whole thing was, like, in contracts now, you know, that I didn't have in that case is, like, you know, when I get there, you got to sign a sheet saying that I arrived at this time. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when I leave, you got to sign a sheet saying that I'm leaving. But in the contract, it says that we can leave if you say we can leave before the time is up. But it also says once our time is up, we out of that. Ain't no extensions, none of that, unless you paying for it. Right. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things I got from it because it was basically my word versus their word. Yeah. And the judge basically ain't know what to think. So ultimately, he made me pay them $250 in, you know, damages, whatever the hell. But here's the kicker, though. I looked it up online because I'm the type of person, I'm always looking deep into stuff. They had to pay $90 to sue me. And the judge ordered me to pay them $250. So was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? You really thought you was going to come up on $1 million or something? Man. But so that would probably be one of my worst experiences in business, to be honest with you.
But the lesson learned is that even after that situation, you still went forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like, I'm the type of person, I can't let somebody feel like they won. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of weird in my head. You know, they probably ain't even think about me no more, but it still happened to me. It was my business, my reputation that, you know, got put out there. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, I can't let them think that this is going to end me or stop me. Right. So, like, if anything, it really made me, I was bitter, like I said, but if anything, it motivated me even more to get my contract tighter, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, be an even better businessman than I was before.
Your actual drive has to beat your suffering.
Yes.
You're going to suffer sometimes, but suffering doesn't last always. You'll get past
you
that,
preaching today.
and then you'll keep going. Look here, don't get me started.
Preaching today, Marc.
Don't get me started. But this is the lesson I want to push for today is that you got to get started no matter what it is. If you have a love for it, if it's a problem comes up, you'll be able to push past it because you're still going to have those good times. You're going to have those bad times. You're going to have those times where you don't know if you're doing the right thing. You're going to have those times where you don't know if you can still make it.
Yeah.
It's going to be times where you gotta get a side hustle on your main hustle.
Absolutely.
Just to keep it going.
Yep.
It's going to be nights where you're going to be up all night trying to figure out different ways to do it because when it comes to doing whatever you love, when you're doing it to your full ability, it's going to be work to it no matter what. For success that's going to last, for actual wealth. We're talking about wealth. We're sick of just talking about money. I don't want to just get rich.
Yeah.
I want to get wealthy because when I'm wealthy, I can take care of my family. I can take care of my family's family, for my kids' kids, and my kids' kids. That's the type of wealth I'm trying to build up now. No longer just trying to take care of myself.
Yeah. Bro.
What good is it if I live good for the rest of my life, but my kids are broken when they start off?
Yeah, that's selfish. That's selfish, man. And I think a lot of us we hustle backwards with that mentality. You know, like you remember that Dame Dash interview on the Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
You know, he caught a lot of heat from a lot of people because how he was his delivery and stuff. If you look past his delivery, what he was saying is true, bro. Definitely. Like, why you think? You know what I'm saying? You know, why you think the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts, or even the Waltons, the people who own Walmart, out of the top 10 richest Americans, 5 of them are from the Walton family. That's not no coincidence, bro. All they understand that, you know, it ain't just about them. It's about their name. It's about their dynasty. And, you know, they want that to live on. It's bigger than just them.
Truthfully, just like, especially like you brought up Nipsey.
Yeah.
And I knew about Nipsey for a long time. I mean, we knew he had always had a buzz for quite a while. But even when he was a young man, he was already young. He wasn't much older than us.
Yeah, he was only like 2 or 3 years older than us.
So when he was much younger and he had the buzz, and I remember that interview, he talked about the interviewer asked him why you got all the bling bling chains and everything like everybody else.
Yeah, I remember that. When he had like the braids and stuff, yeah.
And he was like, well, that don't really mean nothing. I'm trying to invest into property, into land. I'm trying to get something that's going to increase in wealth rather than depreciate as soon as I put it on.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to buy cars and whips and chains and all that because that's just going to lose value. And that mind state is the mind state we all need to have. We all need to build up wealth for ourselves and our families. Stop buying stuff that ain't going to do nothing for your life.
Man.
Look here, I don't care about if you just like something and you want to buy it, that's fine. Do you. It's your money. If you can afford it, do it.
It's your money, yeah.
But don't put yourself in debt.
Yeah, that's
for something.
That's the part
that you don't need.
Toxic. Yeah. Don't just put yourself in that hole, bro. Like, don't hustle backwards, man. You know, and I think a lot of people get, you know, you was just talking about fear of failure, you know, your past episode earlier. You know, a lot of people they're afraid because a lot of people in their family, their friends never did what they're doing. So therefore, subconsciously, they believe that this can't be done or it's not meant to be done. And it's like, you already defeated yourself before you started.
You fell before you started.
You already failed before you even started, man. Look, everybody got to start from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? We talk about generational wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to do this now so your kids ain't got to do it. You feel me?
You want to give them the head start.
Yeah, you want to give your kids the head start, especially when we already starting the race all the way in the back.
You already
know what I'm saying?
For the people, you know, we got to be twice as good.
Twice as good.
This whole concept is before the aspect of why not. We need to push this concept into our children's heads. Stop telling them they can't do something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can.
Yes.
You can do whatever you want to do. If you put your mind, listen, you're going to have to work for it. Definitely. You're going to have to work for it. But if you work hard for it, you can do it. You can do it no matter what. And I'm thankful. My mom never stopped me. If I wanted to do something, I was just lazy. I'll admit that. I was just lazy.
Yeah, I think we all was. I think we all was, bro.
If I wanted to do something, she was there. She went ahead and pushed me to do it.
Bro, I think we all was lazy. Like, I was talking about that on an episode of my podcast when I was talking about, like, track. Like, like I wish I can go back in time strictly because I would work harder. And I would have been a lot better and dominant at track if I actually tried. I didn't try in track, bro. I just was relying on my God-given ability that I was naturally fast. And it carried me far, but I could have went further if I worked harder. Same thing with college. Like in college, I was a BC student. I could have been a Dean's List student every semester if I wanted to. College wasn't hard to me. I was just lazy. I just did the bare minimum to get by. I would get a B, I would get a C, and I keep moving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care too much. Because I knew I wasn't gonna fail. Yeah. You know, I knew I wasn't gonna fail, so I'm like, yeah, I whatever. I do it like this. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, even with the whole entrepreneurship stuff, like, you know, I truly believe I'm still lazy to an extent now. Like, I do believe I can still go even harder, and I still need to go even harder. I still have to push myself to go harder and harder. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not where I want to be yet with my business and my abilities and my brand. And, you know, like you said, bro, like, you know, just don't be lazy. Like, you got to work hard, and anything you want to do, you can do it. And you don't have to be a boss, like Marc May said earlier. You don't have to be a boss. Look, another stigma outside of the whole pushing your kids out early and making them do this is you got to be an entrepreneur to be a boss. Like, you know how many millionaires work in corporate America? A lot. And we actually need, and truthfully, we need more black people in corporate America, if you ask me, because, you know, we got all these corporations doing stupid things in their marketing and, you know, making decisions that's not benefiting black people. And that's because it ain't black people making those decisions. Right. So we need more people in corporate America, truthfully. You know, we need more people in the law field. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a janitor? Cool. Be a janitor. Just make your money work for you. Invest in a duplex or a real estate that's going to bring you in money outside of your check. That's being a boss. Yeah. Being a boss ain't necessarily being an entrepreneur. Being a boss is, like Marc May said, controlling your life and finding more ways to increase your wealth. Yeah. That's what it all comes down to, but you can't be scared to do it.
The best story I ever heard was, it was this janitor at this school. And he was working there for years. And eventually, he was encouraged by other teachers there, you know, go to school. Go get your degree, be a teacher there. Long story short, at the end of the day, he went from the janitor of the school to the principal. Wow. Because he worked in the day, went to school at night, he kept going, got his master's, got his doctorate, became the principal of the same school he was simply the janitor for. Now, being inspired by the people who were around him is part of the reason he decided to push forward and do more than what he initially thought he could do. Now, for you, because I ain't going to put all your stuff out there, but I know you have accomplished 50 things already. Even more than what you probably initially thought you was going to be able to do sometimes. Yeah. But you're looking to even do much more. What is in you that is driving you to even do the larger scale things?
Wow, man. Like, honestly, bro, you know, it's the fact that it's going to be another generation of people like you and me and people like your viewers out there. And what I mean by that is, you know, you from Harvey, I'm from Markham. Yep. You know, we don't come from like, you know, we don't come from mansions and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Not at all. But I think we have been blessed with that seed, like I talked about earlier, to whereas we knew what we wanted and we wanted more. So I think the desire is, I want to be a testimony or an example for the people after us. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So they can look at a Marc May, they can look at a Twiz and be like, dang, they came from here. Yeah. And now look what they are. So I can definitely do it too. Yes. Even if, you know, my family ain't doing nothing, my family is, you know, they on drugs, they in poverty, whatever. Somebody from my neighborhood made it out, not by being a dope boy or an athlete or anything like that. They did it strictly through entrepreneurship. Because, like, I look back in my childhood and I feel like I kind of wish I had something to look at like that. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. No. Like, I thank God I still had that drive just literally by his grace. Yeah. But, you know, I didn't have that example. So, like, I want to create those examples. Like, you can't be something you haven't seen. Most people can't be something they haven't seen. True. So we need to have visual representation of black men, black women who come from nothing, who were written off, who's told they can't do it, but they still did it anyway. We need to see those stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me going, bro, honestly. Like that's probably one of the biggest things. I feel like I have to do this so my children and other children in the community can see that it can be done. Because we see Bill Gates, we see Warren Buffett, we see Jeff Bezos, but they white.
Yeah.
They're not black. The only black success we see is Oprah, Jordan, and then entertainers. No shade to Jay-Z and Diddy, but they rappers.
Yeah.
Everybody can't rap. Everybody ain't gonna make it in music. Everybody's not gonna be an NBA athlete or a professional athlete. So we need to see the entrepreneurship and the business side of that. We need to see those examples.
Definitely.
So that's honestly, bro, outside of the fact I want to take care of my family, that's honestly like the biggest reason of why I keep going. I'm like, I can't stop, because a lot of people keep going and they stop. We can't stop.
Can't stop. Listen, we're out here and we're trying to be more than just goal driven. We're trying to be inspirations. We're trying to inspire the future. And right now, I think that is a great way, a great place to end it right now. I appreciate Antwan Twiz Taylor. We're going to give him another hand clap right here.
You, bro.
I thank him again for coming out here, but I want to give him the opportunity, even though I know I ain't got that many followers right now, but we're going to build this up.
Not yet, but it's coming.
I'm going to have him go ahead, give your shout out to your podcast, your business name. Please tell the people.
Yeah, so I got a podcast too on iTunes and SoundCloud as well, Mogul Motivation. You can subscribe to it. You can follow it on Instagram, Mogul Motivation _. Don't forget the underscore. So Mogul Motivation _ on Instagram. My business is True Stories Media. And under that business, I got a couple brands. I have TruePhoto, which is my photography brand. I have Marc and the Millions, which is on my hoodie right here, which is a motivational brand. And then obviously, like Marc may said, I published a book last summer. It's a novel titled Board Games. That's on Amazon. You can purchase that. And yeah, again, I'm just grateful for the opportunity, bro. And, we're going to continue to build together and, build this community, make it stronger.
Always. And I'm going to make sure to have links to these different things on my page when I post it on SoundCloud, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you want to look him up for any type of business or any type of inquiries of different things that he do, you'll be able to hit the link. But right now, I just want to thank you for, if you made it all the way to right now, thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting. And I hope you go forward with a greater understanding of pushing forward and saying, why not? No longer questioning yourself and questioning your own goals, but pushing forward to make sure that you do your own goals to be an inspiration for yourself and for the future. So I pray you guys have a blessed day, a blessed week, and I'll see you next week for another Marc May podcast, or why not?